Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from GoingNerdy, and I'm trying something a little different this week, and that is going to be using an actual camera, and I'm going to see how effective that is, if that makes the quality of my videos better. If it does, it might be something I invest in. But with that, guys, I am going to be looking at the first week of Fantasy Movie League. Now, last week was our trial run. If you were able to join, great. It was a lot of fun. For those of you who were able to participate last week, our number one pick for the week, or the person who placed top this last week, was Jax Rotors Cinema. He came in first. Drew Nickelodeon came in second, and Sonny Nielsen came in third. Now, again, this was just a practice week because it was the last week of this last season. Now, this week starts a new season. Now, whether you're joining me starting off right now, or if you're joining me towards the end of the month, I'm going to be doing 3 separate rewards. At the end of June, I'll be offering a reward. At the end of July, I'll be offering a reward. And then at the end of the season, I will also be offered like a cumulative reward. If you have the highest box office total for June, I will give you the reward for that. If you have the highest box office total for July, reward for that. And then something fancy, right, for the complete season. Now, if this does go over well, if more and more people join this, if this seems like it's going to be fun for you guys, then I'll continue doing this in other seasons. I am really excited. If you were paying any attention to last week's totals, then you know that while Solo did well, it did not do great overall. It had some problems. It was expected to hit 150 a couple of weeks ago, 150 million opening weekend a couple weeks ago. It actually hit closer to 110, and yeah, not great for a Star Wars movie. That's great for like any other movie. That's an awesome opening weekend. But it's a Star Wars movie. It opened on a 4-day weekend. There have been a lot of excuses thrown around. I'm not going to get into this. The excuses was people just didn't see it. It just didn't happen. For whatever reason, people didn't see it. Now, Deadpool dropped off sharply because a lot of competition, right? You have Star Wars, you have Avengers. Deadpool, the reviews have been phenomenal. The reviews for Star Wars, a Solo story, or Solo, a Star Wars story, not so much. They've been mixed, for sure. But Deadpool has been a lot higher. Now, still in contending is Avengers Infinity War. Last week they made 22 million. Next to that, those really are the top 3 films for this last week. Coming this week, we have a few new matches, a few new films that we can add to our cinemas. The first that's being added is Adrift. Now, if you did see Avengers, if you did see Solo, then you probably saw a preview for Adrift. It's essentially boy meets girl, or girl meets boy, falls in love. They decide to go on a journey across one of the oceans, and you know, bad things happen. Poseidon gets pissed off, and all of a sudden they are adrift with, no food or water and, I don't know, bikinis or something like that. It looks like an interesting movie. It's based on a true story, so you know exactly what that means. None of it's true. Someone got lost at sea one time, and then they decided to make a movie about it. It does look very interesting. If you like these kind of movies, there is definitely something for you. Next, we have Action Point, which again is one of these Johnny Knoxville jackass type stories, jackass type movies. It's going to be an interesting film. I'm curious to know how well it's going to be perceived. Now, it says that DC is the crackpot owner of Action Point, a low rent, out of control amusement park when the rides are designed with minimum safety for maximum fun. Just as the estranged daughter Boogie comes to a visit, a corporate mega park opens nearby and jeopardizes the future of Action Point. To save his beloved park and his relationship with Boogie, DC and his loony crew of misfits must risk everything to pull out all stops and save the day. Now, it does look pretty funny, but will it perform? That's the real question, because in my mind, are the people who are going to see this movie going to miss out on seeing Deadpool or on Solo or what? What is this a real contender or not? I think it has a chance. It's right now listed at 143 fantasy movie bucks, so keep that in mind. A few of these could outperform maybe Adrift, maybe it'll outperform Avengers. I don't know. In recent past, there's been a real following for these types of movies, but is it enough? I don't necessarily know. The next film that is new to the list is Upgrade. Now, Upgrade is definitely a revenge story. A brutal mugging leaves Gray Trace paralyzed in the hospital and his beloved wife dead. A billionaire investor soon offers Trace a cure, an artificial intelligent implant called STEM. I'm sure that has nothing to do with science, technology, engineering, and math like they have in the schools. I don't know. I'm just saying it's very curious that STEM and STEM, essentially Jarvis in your head, right? Jarvis talking to you, doing things, right? It's going to enhance his body and makes him super awesome. Now able to walk, Gray finds he is also superhuman with strength and ability. Skills he uses to seek revenge against the thugs who destroyed his life. These typically have good opening weekends, but like good, maybe like 15 million. I'm not seeing this as one of the big box office bashes. Now here's the thing, it is only 62 fantasy movie bucks. So will it perform at 62? I think you're going to get some bang for your buck on this one. And the fact that you can add multiple screens of multiple showings of this film will be an interesting thing to look at. Now finally, we have something called Best of the Rest. Now Best of the Rest is essentially all the movies that didn't show up on the list, right? You have it's essentially all the wild card movies. Typically what they do is these are the ones that they didn't get listed. It could still be solid. It's $19 fantasy movie bucks for this. Is that enough to offset something else? It very well could be. I don't necessarily know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have less than 24 hours to sign up and fill out your cinema. If you have any questions, you can check out the how to play on the map below on the website. It's a really fun game, guys, and if you don't play with Miley, you can play with another one. This is something that I encourage everyone to play, because it is fun. It is a lot of fun. And I am very curious to see how this will continue. I'm really curious to see if Solo outperforms Deadpool. I think Deadpool might have an uptick in viewership this week. I really do think the reviews for Deadpool have been better, and the reception for Deadpool has been a lot better than the reception for Solo. I did see Solo twice last weekend. I had mixed feelings about it. Personally, I will give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good, entertaining movie. And the best word to describe the film is fine. It's a fine film. And it is. That does describe the film exactly. It's not fantastic. It's not terrible. It's fine. But if you do feel like joining, leave a comment in the section below. I will leave a link to my personal fantasy movie league. How do you guys think the films are going to perform this weekend? Leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.